Welcome to Allies or Enemies. This time we are talking about roll-in rights. If you want to get technical, it's roll-in rights and flippin' rights and draftin' rights. But we'll just use roll-in rights as a bit of a catch-all. Whatever you want to call them, roll-in right games have made a huge comeback in recent years, and they have left Yahtzee in the dust. There is still that satisfaction of writing something on a sheet, and that nostalgic quality that makes you want to play these on a picnic table near a campfire. But the range of themes and mechanics has grown to some pretty fun new heights. Quick disclaimer, we haven't had a chance to play every game out there, so if we miss a great one, please let us know about it in the comments. But out of the ones we have played, here are our top 10.
Number 10, Boomerang, Australia. The first one on this list is actually a draftin' right. Each round, players draft a hand of cards, trying to collect various sets of animals, souvenirs, experiences, and places, each with slightly different scoring rules, plus an extra bonus for a boomerang score, which is the difference between your first and last card. It suffers a little bit from lackluster and kinda tiny player sheets, but cards are nice, and the Australia theme's a great change of pace. Although if that theme is not for you, there are also Europe and US versions, each with a slight twist on the scoring.
Number 9, Welcome to Dino World. While many roll-in rights are quick filler games that don't take up too much brain space, Welcome to Dino World is a main course. Players have 8 rounds to fill out a very Jurassic-y dino park, adding paths, special buildings, and of course, poorly drawn dinosaurs in a race for points and bonus cards. It can be a legitimate brain burner with plenty of forward planning, especially in danger mode, which adds more complexity with new powers and malfunctioning fences.
Number 8, Metro X. The original Japanese version of this one was kind of a collector's item before the mass market version was more recently released. This is a flippin' right with all players using the same card each turn to fill in their subway map. The rules are easy. Flip a card, fill that many spaces on one of your lines, but it's amazing how much decision making there can be in that one small choice, especially as the routes intertwine and intersect. The play is ultra quick and the design is sleek, making it easy to play a bunch of games in a sitting.
Number 7, Corinth. This is one of the nicer looking packages on the list, as Days of Wonder bring their usual polished design onto the roll-and-write genre. The game is simple dice drafting. Roll some dice, choose a row, and cross off some boxes. It is one of the simpler roll-and-writes out there, with the one curveball being the market action that has you drawing a path to bonuses, but it nails the simple fun of rolling dice and ticking boxes.
Number 6. That's pretty clever. It's actually got a German name, but I'm not going to try and pronounce it. But this classic is the granddaddy of this list. Created as a better Yahtzee, Clever is exactly that. There are no bells and whistles here. The theme is rolling dice, crossing off numbers, with players drafting multicolored dice to cross off different rows and hopefully create chains of combos. It may look a bit like homework on the surface, but what it lacks in story, it makes up for in crazy addictive mechanics and a sneaky complexity that will make you try to one-up your score over and over.
Number 5, Fleet, the dice game. This is one of the very few times when the dice game version is better than the original game it's based on. No game on this list offers even close to the same amount of box checking. Fleet is a box checking bonanza. Fish, licenses, boats, harbors, docks, markets, bonuses that lead to coins that lead to more bonuses. This game fully checks the box for box checking. Players use dice drafting to build a fleet of fishing vessels with loads of paths to victory. It feels bigger and maybe a bit more immersive than most on this list. But once you get the hang of the combos, it can get a bit samey after a few plays, though the variable starting powers help. Still, with 2 full sheets of boxes to tick, they don't get much rightier than this.
Number 4, Railroad Inc. Railroad Inc. pulled a little bit of a Pokemon with 2 versions of the original games and the same for the first expansion. We've only played the blue version as the red is apparently a bit meaner, and while that sales strategy is a little bit divisive, the product is undoubtedly great. Players all share the same set of train dice and draw their own interlocking railway and road system, trying to connect as many entrances and exits as possible. Drawing the train tracks is intrinsically fun, and everything about the package is top quality. Plus, there are 2 cool mini expansions in the box that add rivers and lakes, and both of them switch it up a little bit.
Number 3, Silver and Gold. Probably the most unique on the list, Silver and Gold has players writing on the cards themselves. The Flip and Write game has a stack of mini islands that players are trying to fill in with Tetris shapes. The satisfying thing is that each time you fill one in, you get a new one, making for a satisfying chain of successes followed by new challenges. Like all Phil Walker Harding games, it nails that balance of easy to explain in minutes and play again and again for hours.
Number 2, Cartographers. One slight caveat here, you really need to get a box of pencil crayons to go with this one. Yeah, you could play with pencil and just draw the designs as suggested, but half the fun of the game is getting out your colors and making a fun little fantasy town of rivers and buildings and trees and monsters. Cartographers is a polyomino-style flip and write that has you drawing a D&D land and then occasionally adding monsters to the lands of your opponents. Part of the fun of roll and writes is to have that little paper at the end, and no game does that better than this one.
Number 1, Welcome To. There is that certain something that makes a game an instant classic, and Welcome To has it to spare. On the surface, it's simple. Number houses in your little suburban 50s town, add some fences and pools, and you're done. But there is so much more going on here. The style and theme of it all certainly helps, but the mechanics, which are notoriously tricky to explain, have more hidden depth than you can shake a classic push mower at. It's a little bit push your luck, a little bit planning, and a little bit bingo as you hope for the right number to pop up at just the right time. We have never played just one game of this in a sitting, and have even tracked down a few of the alternate holiday sheets. This one has become a staple for a reason.
And that is it. Like we said off the top, we haven't played all or even most of the roll and writes out there, so let us know some of the great ones that we missed and which are your own personal faves. And please do like and subscribe, and hopefully we will see you all next time for another game.